on its own sword, it is actually the result of a small pit in the road, which was coincidentally the reason the truck was called. The weight of the cement and the large truck caused the tire to sink halfway into the road. If a car accident results in your company's name requiring an asterisk, then it was probably a pretty bad car accident. Sometimes the universe has a funny sense of humor, and gems like this photo exist for our amusement. The obviously too tall car has failed to back up and has resulted in the top of the car being partially removed. In a moment that is astoundingly similar to the lumber scene in Final Destination 2, Andy Dangerfield puts good use to his name as he accidentally fell asleep at the wheel and caused his SUV to crash into the crash barriers on most highways. The guardrail missed Dangerfield's body by just mere inches. The hippies have gone too far this time. I mean, literally, that's not a road. This unlikely car accident happened in Grand Junction, Colorado, in the Colorado National Monument. 34-year-old Daniel Lyons went off-road in a decision that he probably regrets. The car got caught on a protruding rock and saved the car and the driver. Many suspect the incident to be intentional, however. It's pretty common knowledge that the throwdown between a car and a train, the train usually wins. Whether intentional or unintentional, things like this continue to happen. This accident appears to be intentional, due to the distinct lack of a driver and the perfect timing of the photo, not to mention the safety officer standing casually to the side. This spectacular crash happened in 2003 in Reading, Pennsylvania. The drag racer driving the car was Weld Worsham, a drag racing veteran of 10 years. The cause of the accident is undetermined, but it is not unexpected. Car accidents and car racing go together like peanut butter and jelly. The car lost its frame and most of its engine, with the weight in the front of the car the only thing keeping the car on the track. Last year, a video was added to YouTube after a bizarre accident is witnessed of a silver car swerving and then coming to an abrupt stop. The driver then gets out of the car and lets it keep driving like she was never in it. The woman was later arrested for a DUI and taken to the hospital for non-injury related reasons, whatever that means. Oh no, oh no, oh yeah. In a crash reminiscent of the Kool-Aid Man, a large truck was found dangling from the third-story window in Queens, New York in August 2011. This is a sanitation department salt-spreading truck, weighing in at 16 tons. The driver was remarkably unharmed. The crash was caused by the driver losing control and ramming into the wall. Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads. In April of 2010 in Tulsa, Oklahoma, a 67-year-old man sped through the back of a parking garage. The hole made from the accident was 70 feet above the ground. Nobody was injured in the accident, and police were able to drive the car back into the parking garage. In Palo Verde, California, in February of 2016, a driver of a Lexus lost control of his car and hit two cars before ending his drive on the roof of someone's house. Unfortunately, the roof and the car sustained damage. However, the driver suffered just minor injuries. The cause of the crash was a medical condition of the driver. In London, in February 2008, a double-decker bus underestimated itself when it had to drive through a low bridge. The bus lost its top half, and 15 people were hurt or suffered shock from the incident. However, no one was seriously injured. A driver lost control and crashed his car into an unsuspecting house in the UK on March 24, 2013. The car ended up about 4 feet off the ground. The car got enough air to jump over a hedge and two parked cars before embedding itself into the house, much to the dismay of the owner of the house. The driver suffered serious head injuries and had to be released by firefighters. However, eventually recovered. The crash caused a gas leak in the house, but no one in the house was injured. On August 24, 2010, a truck displaying the logo of the Georgia Tech University's football team, then slogan, "Brace for Impact," happened to be on a truck that took the advice a little too literally. This semi-truck learned a hard lesson. Not everybody is meant to fly. You tend to need hollow bones and wings or some kind of jet propulsion system for that. Quick, if a bus gets in a car accident with no passengers, does it make a sound? Drag racing strikes again. With a driving competition with the word alcohol in it, something like this was bound to happen. The alcohol cars are reportedly very difficult to drive, and the experienced driver, Steve Harker, had a bad day. He escaped with just a collapsed lung, though. Now, this crash doesn't appear dangerous, just depressing. With a driver and construction workers looking on in resignation, something tells me that this may have happened more than once. Closed? Sure, you're closed. He just really needed a donut. Whether or not this was his intention is unclear, but it will make a great anecdote someday. I'd like to think he got his donut, probably not from that store, though. This unlikely bus crash took place in India and was probably not quite as funny as it was. Meanwhile, in Gotham, Mr. Freeze has run out of ice-related funds, and he has chosen to take it out on everyday drivers. A portal to hell has been found by this unsuspecting driver in Kerala, India. Luckily, the car did not sink all the way in, or we might have an outbreak on our hands. Personally, I'm going to blame the car manufacturer on this one. That statistic about U.S. bridges not being safe might stretch over to the signs, because this is unsettling. Looks like cardboard isn't strong enough to hold up giant metal signs. Who knew? Luckily, no one was injured in this wreck, except the cars. It looks like we're in the Thunderdome of compact cars versus trucks. Looks like trucks come out on top again. This is less a car accident and more of a plane accident. Everyone ate the fish and the autopilot deflated. Hurry, that car will break our fall. This is what happens when you piss off a lumberjack. Let it be a warning to all who dare make fun of their beards and flannel. Whether that sign is misleading or not is up for debate. Shouldn't there be an arrow or something? Whatever medicine they were picking up must have been very important, because that wall is like a ton of bricks. Neither snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor gloom of night. Oh, wait, that's the post office, right? Either this was a very bad decision or Target really is committed to their customers. On June 2nd, 2013, a Twitter user posted a picture of this self-explanatory car wreck. This driver just really needed that gas. No word yet if he drank the gas while staring at the other driver with dead eyes. We'll just have to assume he did.
And now for number one. But first, be sure to subscribe for new videos every day.
This mysterious vehicular event happened in China in 2015. A video surfaced of two vans being violently jerked around, seemingly of their own accord. However, Central China Television spoke to the drivers, and they were relieved that the real cause of the accident was, in fact, the fallen cable wire. The wire had got hooked up in a street cleaner and causes the fallen wire to drag the cars along with it.